I run the sumo club in North Carolina called Raijin Sumo. Yeah, but
How long have you been doing sumo?
I've been doing sumo about almost, I think 3 years. It'll probably be, I think 3 years now. I think that's, yeah, almost like 2.5, whatever. You started before me, right? Did you?
Yeah, I started before.
Yeah, you started before me. So that was your first tournament.
First tournament.
Yeah, and that was what year?
That was 2020.
Yeah, so 2020. So it's like, so yeah, so about 3 years now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Raijin?
So this is kind of cool, actually. This is a pretty cool story. So I remember when it was me and Edible, and I looked at Edible and I was like, hey, we got to win the whole Consulate Cup, or a Consulate, you know, like Justin's tournament. And I was like, you know, this is gonna set a bar for Raijin Sumo as a club, you know. And I was like, you know, I'm here, and then if I can have another guy standing with me, this would be fantastic. I was like, so your goal is to meet me in the middle for open weight class. You know, that's what I told him. I was like, you need to be everybody else to get to me and stuff like that. So this is gonna be your first real match against me. That was actually our first real match against, you know, me and Edible. So, you know, obviously I won, but you know, he learned a lot from that, right? So when we were driving back, he was like, we need to come up with a name for our club. And I was like, all right. I was like, what do you have in mind, bro? And he's like, how about Raijin? And I was like, Raijin? You mean the god of thunder? He's like, yeah, because we want to do like a big clap, you know, we want to make a big noise. And I was like, oh shit, that's pretty smart, man. So, you know, so I told my brother Johnny, and I was like, hey man, we got Raijin Sumo, and then we got one of my all-time, like, I love this guy. If I see me in person, I might even cry. I'm not even gonna lie, Hakuho, man. You know, Hakuho is my boy. So I told John, I was like, take the god of thunder, Raijin, and then take Hakuho and combine them together. And that's how you got our logo.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, you know, that's how Raijin came to be, and then we made an Instagram, and that's kind of how we started off, kind of, you know. So.
How do you feel with the popularity of Raijin? So much so that a guy in Brazil has stole your logo with sumo. He doesn't do sumo, which is also
he doesn't do sumo.
No. No.
All I gotta say is an honor.
It's an honor?
Yeah, man, dude. I want like, you know, that's kind of like free advertisement for us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. Like, it's not about the money. You know, it's not about. I just want sumo to be a thing in in America, and also North Carolina. Like, you know, we're a grappling city. We're, you know, so we have a lot of places here. So why not add sumo to it? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I see it as. And that guy that did that, man, thank you, sir, thank you. Like, represent Raijin Sumo, guys, man. All you want, man. Give that sumo guy a power when you do those lifting. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man.
Why did you start doing sumo? I would assume that it's not something that anybody would just decide to do. You also are coming from North Carolina, and you went all the way to LA to do your first sumo tournament.
That was pretty
in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you traveled across the US. The complications and everything. Why?
So it was kind of like a life-changing event for me wise. Because, you know, I'm in film, so when I was holding the camera for a gimbal, you know, me and this guy we were recording a music video, and it was only like 5 minutes, man. And I was moving, you know, and then after that I was like exhausted, bro. And I was like, yo, I looked at my boy B, and I was like, yo, we gotta start working out. We gotta get healthy. This is cutting into our life, cutting into our money. I was like, we gotta get fit, you know, stay alive, man, you know. So I started working out and stuff like that, and then that's kind of when I realized that, like, I knew that there was sumo in America, but I didn't know how, like, I didn't know what to do, you know. I heard of it, and, you know, I didn't realize I can just go there and try it out, you know. So, you know, I started working out and stuff like that, you know, and getting healthy. And then usually when you do a great workout, you make this drink called, this soup called chankanabe. And then so, you know, I made this soup called chankanabe, you know, to replenish myself, and I tagged in Biemba, you know.
Bayamba.
Yeah, Bayamba, yeah. I tagged Bayamba in, and then, you know, I saw like all the posts saying RIP, we're gonna miss you and stuff like that. And I was like a huge fan of him when he traveled from Japan all the way to here, you know. And I was like, this guy died? I'm like, this guy's like close to my age. I was a little shocked, and I like emailed Andrew, you know, because like, you know, he brought him in and stuff like that. And I was like, hey man, my condolences and stuff like that, you know. if I could go to a tournament and watch, that'd be great, I don't think I added it to watch, actually, to be honest. I think I could go to a tournament, right? And then so Andrew, Andrew, send me an application. And I looked at him, and then I looked at Toby, and I was like, can I do this? He's like, you're not getting any older. And I was like, you're not getting any younger. And I was like, oh, let's do it. And I tried it out. So I had a month to train for the U.S. Open, and then, I just did squats, did, as much as I can. I got down to like 285. And then I went there and lost one match against the beast of a man named Jose. I saw this man on TV. I was like, I got this guy. He's so slow. And then when I got that man in person, he was like, his chest size was this wide, and I was like, and then he disappeared. He's so quick, man. And that's when I realized that sumo is a different type of sport, Yeah, and I fell in love with it from then on out, man. I just, like I saw you at the Ohio tournament and stuff like that, So it's like, I was hungry, man. It's a sport that I've never seen before, like in person, and I never tried it, so it's beautiful.
How do you feel about going to Japan and representing the United States? This is going to be your second time representing the United States. So the first one was the World Games, and we already know like the results, or you don't even need to hash that. But let's talk about the future. Going into the origin land of Japan to do their national sport against the Japanese and everyone else in the world. How does that make you feel?
It actually makes me feel like it, man. I don't know if I can describe it in words where it just makes sense, because it doesn't make sense. It's a mix of emotions where, I'm excited but also scared, but also I want to prove a point that America is a powerhouse in sumo. And I could have went to Saudi Arabia, but I want to focus on sumo in Japan. I want to get that gold in Japan. I want to let them know that, like, hey man, we're here as well, stuff like that. We're a powerhouse as well internationally and stuff like that, So I'm getting that gold, no matter if they like it or not. I'm getting that gold, boy. Like, I'm excited.
It's easy to see why you're doing sumo now, right? And why you're doing it for the immediate future. But what keeps you wanting to do sumo and be in the sumo community?
Yeah, man. I think that with every sport, it comes with the youth, right? It comes with the younger kids, and I think that I think sports helped me out as a person, so it helped me out with my anger, helped me out to control, just the hatred that I didn't know, like, why I had this, in this world we call America, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like having a outlet for, a community, and the sumo community in America is so inviting. It's like the culture is like no other, man. Everybody's inviting. Like, you and I can be enemies, you and I can be competitors, but we're gonna be able to show each other our techniques, show each other our hidden stuff. There's nothing we're hiding, you know what I mean? I ain't got no pockets for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got nothing to hide, So I like that pureness of sumo, and I want to be able to showcase that, especially with the youth around around America and stuff like that. And I feel like in order to make sumo appealing, you gotta start with the youth. You gotta hit those youth kids. You gotta hit, like, you gotta open it up. And man, we need females. You know what I'm saying? We need to make sumo diverse. That's where it really has to be. Diversity is the key, man, and stuff like that. So I think that, the reason why I'm still here, the reason why I'm struggling, the reason why I'm pushing my body to, like, the limit as much as possible is to set an example for the next future to come. I got Edible. Edible is a prime example. I got Jared. Edible and Jared, thank God, I met them, because if I didn't, then, I wouldn't get better as a person, So they got the big blunt of the real Itachi every single day, and stuff like that. So
there's a big thing you said there. Better as a person.
Yeah.
Not just better as a sumo wrestler or a competitor. You said better as a person.
Yeah, man. Because look, think about it this way, right? You as a person, like, you are who you are, right? You know what I mean? Sumo doesn't make you who you are. You know what I mean? It helps you out. It literally, it puts you in the right direction, and then you can focus on something. You know what I'm saying? So it's a self-improvement. It really is, man. Like, boy, I can stretch. Man, I can get balanced, man. I was riding a surfboard. I never rode a surfboard my whole life, and I got that balance. You know what I mean? So there's things out here that, like, like, people need to get out there, try this new sport. You know what I mean? It's not a diaper, it's a mawashi, though. Let's get real here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Same texture like a gi. You know what I mean? It's as strong. So this is a sport, man. People get bruised, people get beat up, people get their face busted, it's a beautiful sport, but it's also a beautiful sport. You know what I mean? Because it don't last long. It definitely don't last long, boy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I don't know. You know, youth is the key. Youth is the key. Let's go. Let's do it. Like,
Who is your favorite professional sumo wrestler?
you know, you already know, man. Hakuho, man.
Hakuho.
I love Hakuho, man.
Let's go ahead and let's take Hakuho out. Let's take him out. Let's go with someone that's current.
No, Hakuho.
Why?
Man, look, this kid is 19 years old and he has the look just like Hakuho. I see that shit, man. Like where he gets down, his position, his eyes, his looks, his velocity, his intensity. Man, that's a rare species, man. You know what I mean? I like him a lot, but I don't know how long he's gonna last though. That shoulder. He's powerhousing through the pros, you know. But I mean, a current, like he's like a new current wrestler that I like. You know what I mean? What's his name? Gobayama of Gabayama? Yeah, Gobayama. Yeah, bro.
Right.
He's
just
a peculiar guy.
complete tangent. But did you see their last match in Jirio? Jesus Christ! I thought I saw Eric going against Edible.
Bro, it was so amazing, man. So like, if they can have that intensity and rivalry, that'd be pretty sick, man. You know? I don't know. Like, you know.
I followed them for the last boss show, and
Yeah.
I was like, I thought Gonoyama was gonna do better,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Hakuho was.
Hakuho was.
Yeah.
I mean, he's phenomenal, man. You know what I'm saying? But they need a rest, man. They need some rest for that.
Who's your current amateur favorite? And I want to go twofold. I want to go American,
Yeah.
right, domestic for us, and I also want to go international. So,
Man, that's tough.
so just go ahead and put international to the side, but
Yeah.
focus on the American right now.
Yeah.
Right, and it has to be somebody current, somebody you saw videos of. So you can even go like Emmanuel back in the day, but
Man, I mean, I like Edible, man.
Edible?
Edible's my boy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some key guys. Like Jared is one of my first, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Edible right now is he's pretty much me, but skinnier. You know, he has that velocity. He has that, you know, he has that adaptation to each technique. You know, and he's powerful, man. You know what I mean? So he's really like a prime wrestler that like a prime sumo wrestler that I think that like could set an example for the next generation and stuff like that. You know, I mean, he's a quirky guy. You know what I'm saying? But like I think that like, you know, I don't know, he's ambitious. You know, he's very ambitious. You know, he wants to go, and if he loses, he doesn't just gloat. He wonders why.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's what all I can ask for as an athlete, you know. And you know, once Jared starts doing competitions, he's gonna be at the Mr. Olympia, you know. So that's gonna be his like return and like his actually showcase. U.S. Open was, you know,
It's a lot for your.
it was a
first.
lot for your first, right? But now it hyper extended him further out now. So now he's trying out new stuff, and hopefully, you know, he can get my record out in the middleweight class. Oh, Jay, you got something now? Like, oh.
Let's see. And your favorite international?
Favorite international? That's tough, man. I'm trying to think of like the European side. You know, I like Norway's guy. He's like he's like the president of like, forget his name, man. What's his name?
Lightweight, heavyweight.
Yeah, lightweight. Yeah. Tall guy.
Starts with a K. Yeah.
I love you, dude.
He's really cool. I can't remember his name because it's almost like Eric or Kermit or something like that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But it's foreign, so my brain goes, just throws it away.
He's like, you know, he's an interesting character because like, you know, he is such a he's taking Norway like sumo to like the next level as well, man. And I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And he's trying to make connections with the USA as well. So that's already a plus for me, you know. So I like that. I like that initiative. But then again, I also don't know too many international sumo wrestlers.
That's fine.
Because they're not on my radar, you know what I'm saying?
Fine.
Like, so,
Because
you
you're
know,
gonna blast right through them.
always, man. That's gonna be hype. Sumo is life. Whether it's to eat, to have fun, to mingle with everybody. You know, sumo right now in America is so amazingly eclectic that, you know, they invite everybody. And I think that right there should be an initiative for people to try the sport out. Like, you know, sumo to me is life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love sumo. Like, I love sumo so much that, you know, we had this amazing camp, man. We got these like people coming in, people come from all across the freaking country, all across the state actually, you know what I mean? To come over and help us get better, you know, and stuff like that. And that's, you don't call that community? Come on now, that's community right there. So if you like community, you gotta do sumo. That's all I gotta say.